Hello everybody, welcome to English Building Blocks. Today we're going to talk about other uses of comparatives, more specifically about the double comparative and the comparative. So let's get started. So let's begin with the double comparative. What is a double comparative? Well, basically it describes a gradual change. Okay, for example, the sky is getting darker and darker. So here your double comparative is darker and darker, describing a gradual change. The sky is gradually getting darker. Okay, so second question, how do we construct this double comparative? Well, there are two groups. The first group, when the comparative is made by adding ER, or it is an irregular comparative, for example, better or worse, then you just use the comparative twice. Faster and faster, heavier and heavier, better and better. Okay? The second group is when you add more to the adjective or adverb to create your comparative. And in that case, you just add more and more in front of the adjective or adverb to make your double comparative. For example, more and more comfortable, more and more interesting, and so on. Okay? Now, the comparatives. First off, what is the purpose of these comparatives? Well, this is fairly easy. We use them to express a relation between two things. Something may increase and therefore another thing may also increase, or maybe it decreases, right? But there is a relation between two things. Okay, now how do we construct these, the comparatives? Again, easy. You just use the with a comparative followed by an affirmative construction, and you do this twice. For example, the sooner you start, the sooner you'll finish. So let's have a look. I have used the sooner, the with a comparative followed by an affirmative construction. You start. The sooner you start, and then I repeat this. The sooner you'll finish. The with a comparative followed by an affirmative construction. Okay? The sooner you start, the sooner you'll finish. Okay? Good. Now, to construct these, the comparatives, we can actually do it in two different ways. First off, we can use the expressions the more or the less, followed by a noun or not. That will depend on the situation. If we use the more or the less, we refer to a quantity. Okay? For example, the less money I have, the less I spend. Okay? Now, the less followed by a noun, money, the less money I have. Again, remember that affirmative construction. Okay? And then again, we use the expression the less I spend, the less with an affirmative construction. In this case, I have not used a following noun. Okay? The less money I have, the less I spend. Okay, now let's have a look at an example with the more. Now, the more you read, the more information you'll have. So again, what do? We use the more with an affirmative construction, in this case without a following noun. The more you read. And then in the second phrase, we use the more with a noun followed by that affirmative construction. The more information you'll have. Okay? The more you read, the more information you'll have. Okay? Good. Now, the second way to do this, it's easy. You just use the with a comparative. Okay, and then again you follow it by that affirmative construction. For example, the colder it gets, the faster I work. Okay, so I just use the with the comparative, the colder, followed by that affirmative construction, the colder it gets, and I repeat this, the faster I work. Okay, very easy. Now, there's another possibility with these, the comparatives, and that is using them in a short form. But if you do so, you always have to finish with the expression the better. For example, you can say the sooner, the better. Okay? Or the faster, the better. Right? Okay, good. So, to sum up, on the one hand, we have the double comparatives expressing a gradual change. For example, the sky is getting darker and darker, okay? And on the other hand, we have these the comparatives describing the relation between two things. For example, the sooner you start, the sooner you'll finish. Okay, now I hope you have enjoyed this video and you may have learned something, right? Now, if so, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, okay? If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, okay? So, bye for now, till next time.